Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. We're starting out the week looking green, but you know what? It's going to get more green because we're at this breakout zone. So I want to talk about that and talk about everything else that's going on right now and what to expect later this week. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out the week at 119.5. Unfortunately, just last night, we were right here, 122.300. So we dipped down a little bit, but overall we're still heading higher. Because right before I did my Sunday walk video, I was talking about breaking 119. So we're actually a little bit higher than when I created my video last night, but we were a lot higher. I have a feeling though, I have a couple guesses why we went down. I have a feeling we're going to turn around. Okay, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But overall, things are looking extremely strong for not only Bitcoin, but the entire crypto sector. So I'll get to that in a little bit. First things first, let's look at the US market. It is starting out kind of mixed. It was a lot greener in the pre-market. Now it's a little bit mixed. There's a few things to worry about. But if you look at crypto-related stocks like Coinbase up 4%, MicroStrategy up 3%, Robinhood up 1%. So far, so good. Crypto-related stocks, I find MicroStrategy to be a really good precursor of what's going to happen with Bitcoin and crypto. So sometimes you see MicroStrategy turn red all of a sudden in a good market, and then you'll see like Bitcoin start turning downwards. Right now, MicroStrategy's upwards. I think that's a good sign. Good sign. And there's a little bit more news about them as well that I'll get to. But in terms of why today we're starting out mixed and maybe even turning red, I think there's a couple things. Number one, this is set. Trump and Putin are going to be talking in Alaska this Friday to see if they can end the war with Ukraine. Okay, which is actually a very positive thing, but I don't know what people are thinking, whether this is going to be good or bad. But according to this article, this is already a win for Putin because we're talking to him and we're letting him come to the U.S. So people are worried about this quite possibly going south, I guess. But also, I think they're more worried about this. There is this truce and tariffs with China, and people are wondering whether or not there is going to be extension, whether there's going to be like a broader trade deal being made. We don't know at this point. We don't know at this point. So these two things are definitely weighing down the market. Plus, we have a couple big inflation readings this week that I mentioned yesterday that could definitely move markets. Tomorrow, we have a big CPI report. If inflation ticks upwards more than expected, that would be a very bad thing. Very, very bad thing. In fact, let me bring the calendar up. So it's expected that CPIs will go up by 0.1%, going up to 2.8. Okay. Now, if somehow that comes in at 2.9% or something, that will definitely be really bad because that's not good for rate cutting, right? But if somehow we come below expectation, then it's going to be fantastic. That leads to the 50 basis point cut that I've been talking about. And also on Thursday, we have PPI, which is also another form of inflation reading, but also jobless claims. That's important. So we got a lot of things this week. A lot of things this week. But that doesn't mean the rally is necessarily stalled. We have seen Bitcoin and crypto decouple themselves away from the broader market many times, including last week. So we'll see. Inflow is positive, very positive. So one of the reasons why we're going higher. Bitcoin inflow on ETFs, 403 million on Friday. Ethereum, 461 million. So as you can see, a lot of buying once again. We had a little bit of red, 4 days of red. And not only that, we had a big mysterious whale from the Satoshi era sell like a couple weeks ago, right? But now we're past that. We're past that. Buying is happening once again. And look, we're ticking upwards. We could be ticking upwards all the way back to 122. Let's get ready for that. All right. Now, in case you didn't know, today is the 5th anniversary of when MicroStrategy entered the game. And this is from the CEO of MetaPlanet. This isn't even from Saylor himself, which is kind of weird. But basically, this is a big endorsement piece on Saylor and MicroStrategy 5 years ago, and then how MetaPlanet copied them. But man, that seemed like it was just yesterday. I still remember when this came out, and no one knew who the hell MicroStrategy was. No one knew who Saylor was. I remember covering this, and it was quite amazing. But no one could have guessed where they would end up now, 5 years later, after embracing the Bitcoin strategy. So you got to hand that to Saylor. He saw it, or maybe he didn't see it, but he definitely led a revolution, and others copied. And now look at where we are, right? So that was 5 years ago. And today he decided to buy some more Bitcoin with his chump change. 155 Bitcoin. This is very, very low for strategy. But still, you know, this is DCA, okay? You DCA what you have, whatever you have it. So now they have 628,946. They have spent 46.09 billion. And this is coming from the very first purchase of 250 million. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But of course, it's not just them. Besides ETF Inflow, strategy, everyone else, if you add it together, last week, we saw another 5,000 Bitcoins removed from the market, being bought up by the other companies, okay? So again, it's happening every single week. And even Harvard joined in. Even though back in 2017, when Bitcoin was falling from 20,000, Harvard said that Bitcoin is likely to hit $100 than $100,000. But now that we're past $100,000, they decided to buy $116 million worth of Bitcoin or Bitcoin ETF, regardless. So again, it shows you people like to FOMO at top. But in this case, not top, but still, you get it. People like to FOMO. They don't like to really buy when things are falling or when things are at rock bottom, right? 2018, Bitcoin fell down to $3,000 from 20,000. How many people bought at 3,000? Very little. But how many people bought at 20,000? A lot more. Harvard is doing the same thing. But you know what? Everyone finds their time, even institutions. They always, I guess it's like what Saylor says, everyone gets into Bitcoin when they're meant to get into Bitcoin. Right? That's just really it. But right now, we do have a lot of people getting into Bitcoin. And this chart really tells you something, okay? The red, as you can see in prior times, whenever we have a whole bunch of red, then we have a big rally. Okay, that's how it's always been. And what is red? You may be wondering, retail. Whenever retail, the smart retail, the ones that keep on loading up, when things get a little bit choppy or shaky or weak or fuddish, whatever, during those times, we have seen it many times, earlier this year, last year, prior crypto winters, right? Then you see a lot of pumps afterwards. And here's the funny thing. I mean, like right now, you look at it, we're not in a downtrend. We're not in crypto winter. Yet, we do have a lot of accumulation by retail, which is really good because, again, if you could recognize the pattern, what's coming next, right? What's coming? Well, that brings me to that breakout zone. Excuse me. So, like I said, we started out yesterday. Well, we didn't start out. We ended yesterday. It depends on where you were. But, you know, late last night here in the U.S., we were like at 122, right? And now we're back to about 120. It does seem like, yeah, we cleared out a little liquidity at the bottom. Maybe too many people were too bullish and throwing out their longs yesterday. But that breakout zone is right around the corner. And that is right here. 123. 123.1. And that was basically our previous high. If we could break through that, that is our breakout zone. That's our breakout point, really. So this is really all the zone. The big zone, a cluster of shorts waiting to be liquidated, okay? We're going to press up against that soon. Whether it's today or tomorrow or later this week, I have a feeling, look at it, we're going to be pressing up against that 123 sooner than expected. We're turning around. And once we break out there, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. How good? Well, if you're looking at something like this, that is predicting where Bitcoin's going to go within the next few months, right? This is exactly showing that right now we're at that breakout zone, right around the 120s, and we will probably head higher to about 170 before the end of the year. But of course, we could break through that point and go even higher and head even to like 200,000 zone, right? But that critical point is right around the corner, right around where we are right now, right? And the beauty is we're not just seeing Bitcoin go up. We're starting to see alts come back, the entire crypto market doing well. That is awesome, right? Because it looked like earlier this year that the alts were just dying and dying and dying, and there may not be an altcoin season, but now we're starting to see signs that altcoin season is back. It's here, it's beginning, and that's a good thing. Last thing I'll say about Bitcoin is this. A lot of you guys are wondering if we're still following the M2 money supply, the global liquidity. Yes, we are. We're still a little bit behind, but we always track it because basically it makes sense. The liquidity is just how much money is out there. When the countries are printing money, some of that is going to go towards investments. And some of that's going to go into Bitcoin. So again, this is tracking and showing that Bitcoin should be going up to $170,000. And that could be coming within just the next few months. Remember, there are a lot of really bullish things coming, including a lot of spot ETFs. The 401k executive order will hit, and so many other things. Rate cuts, right? Let's not forget that. So many other things coming in the next few months. This is definitely not a time to be shorting. Like this one asset manager, that decided that it was a good time to short Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, Hyperliquid, because they wanted to hedge against their other positions. I don't know what their other positions are, if they have even larger positions in longs, but they're down $200 million from their shorts. This is not time to be shorting. This is a horrible time to be shorting, unless you're looking to lose all your money right away. Maybe they thought altcoin season wasn't going to come. I don't know, but that was a horrible bet. Right now, almost 100% of Bitcoin holders are under profit, and Ethereum holders are nearly there. 97% of Ethereum holders now are in the profit after Ethereum hit 4,000. Look at that recovery right there. It's climbing back up to $4,300, and its all-time high is $4,800. So right now, Ethereum is definitely very, very strong, and I've been mentioning that, mentioning how some of the other dApps also are extremely strong, like Lido. You could see Lido making a big recovery from this morning. Ethnia is another one. You got even like Hyperliquid, right? Which is a trading platform. You could see they've all been doing very well. So Ethereum is leading the way right now, but many others are going to catch up for sure. Right now, it is leading. Analyst predicts 135% explosion after 4,000. So what does that mean? It's heading to 10,000. Can it hit to 10,000? I say so. 8,000, I would say definitely within the realm of possibility. 10,000, yup. 12,000? Maybe. If Bitcoin could do a 2x, Ethereum could do a 3x. Okay, that's for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. And of course, you got Coinbase and others introducing all these new features, including Coinbase's new app, their base app, is going to have DEX trading within. So, DEX trading, derivative trading that are decentralized, getting very, very popular these days. And even Coinbase is joining in on that. So, things are looking quite well overall. And we're still trending upwards. We may be right back to that 122 mark really soon, and Ethereum is nearly back to 4,300. Look at that huge climb backwards, back upwards, I mean. All right, that is it. Everything has turned green, really, really, really green. Coinbase is having a good day, good recovery day, back 5%. MicroStrategy up 4%. Very, very good. All around. All right, let's do some Q&A. It's always good to start the week in green. So I think it's going to get better. Let's check out Bitcoin dominance real quick. Bitcoin dominance ticked up slightly, but it did fall below 60% at one point. Let's see what happens today. Two people are asking about Ondo. You know, Ondo actually should be doing well. They are based on Ethereum, but tokenized treasuries, let's see, last month performance up 16%. They may be a little bit weaker because people are thinking that they may be there may be competition with all the stable coins, and a lot of other chains are getting involved with RWA too. So that may be the reason. I don't know. You know, Ondo at this point is considered a mid cap. Okay, a lot of mid caps have not moved yet. That's kind of how you could tell we're not in full blown altcoin season. When we are, mid caps will explode as well. But right now, the big caps is what people are loading up on, right? That's just the beginning of altcoin season. Victor is asking if I'm bullish, still bullish on Solana. Yes, very, very so. You need to watch more of my videos. I almost talk about Solana every single video. Chainlink is another one that has done really well, but they're still really behind their 2021 high, even behind their December high of what, $30? Yeah, $31. But recently they have made a big climb back up to about 22. If they continue, the next stop should probably be around 25, 27. Then they will test that 31 mark. Heath, what are your thoughts on Solana and what it'll do in the next year? Well, I think you really just want to know what's going to do by the end of this year, right? I think Solana still has a shot of hitting $1,000 by the end of this cycle. I know that seems like it's crazy that it can't happen. That's like 5x from its current level, but I think you guys know how explosive memes get and how meme craze, how explosive it can be. So I think later this year when we're in full-blown season, you're going to see memes do crazy things once again, and that's going to carry Solana up to the moon. So maybe not to 1,000, but you know, 600, 800, definitely doable. But I think even 1,000 is doable. Let's just see how hot altcoin season gets. Brilliant me, I'm conflicted about taking a small profit based on never sell mantra. Help me with this. You know, no one ever said never sell. No one ever said that. You need profits. You need some cash on the side so that you could DCA or you can buy the dips. Now, if you make a good amount of money and you have plenty of extra so that you don't need to have money on the side to DCA or buy the dips, then you're fine. But that's not how most people operate. Ricky asks, am I still bullish on Shiba? I don't recall the last time I was bullish on Shiba. Maybe back in 2021, but it's been a while. Ever since Pepe came out, you know, that kind of just like really ate Shiba's lunch. No one talks about Shibarium or the you know, their L2, their DEX, their NFTs. I have no idea if any of those things are still being worked on or is operational. This is not a White Claw that I'm drinking. I don't drink White Claws for breakfast. Let me check my Discord real quick. Let me see if I can log in my Discord real quick. I said I'll go try to do some new things. How did I get to it? Oh, hold on. Let me see if I get to it. Something's not right. It's not looking right. I'm gonna have to fix it. But yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna look at it, but you know, in case you guys didn't join, but you should. You could do some like, you know, fun stuff during my Q&A or whatever. So when you guys go to learn on CryptosRUs.com, I told you about Bootcamp, which we're going to do another one soon in a couple weeks, but also the free Discord. So I create a couple things on there, like rate my portfolio, card chat, and just general chat, in addition to just like general stuff. If you guys want to participate, you know, I'll chime in every so often. I may show a lot of stuff on air, right? So I'll start doing that. And you could join for free. There's a lot of people, thousands of people in there. So I don't know if you guys love to chat just with other crypto like-minded people, you should go in there. And you can learn a thing or two about trading too. Mello asks, how do you feel about Pudgy Penguin? No opinions. Also, Arc Block making a DEX when Clarity Act is in effect and their consistency and growth. Again, no opinions. Pudgy Penguin is like NFT group that has taken over Bored Apes. I'm not involved, so I don't have any opinion about them. And I'm not too familiar with Arc Block with their DEX. Chit chat, Sheep should have just stuck with meme only. I mean, you know, I've made that argument before. If you're a meme coin, you should just like not build any utility. Because it seems like whenever memes get so big that they have to start spending money and building, that's when they lose momentum. I don't know. It just seems like that. Like if you look at Pepe, they have done absolutely nothing and they're doing really well. And a lot of other memes, the newer memes, have absolutely nothing going on and they're doing very well. So, I don't know. But then again, in crypto, you would like to see utility, right? Everyone complains about memes have no value because they offer nothing. So some of these projects, like Sheep, decided to like create usage, but then it just seems like they become too corporate. I don't know. It's kind of weird balance. I don't know what the right answer is or the wrong answer is, but Speaking of memes, I did say I was gonna release my own meme coin, so I have to start planning that. If the market gets hotter and we're in full blown altcoin season, that's when I'm gonna be launching my meme coin. And community members, subscribers, followers, you guys will all get a ton of airdrops, especially my NFT holders. They will get a ton too. So everyone's gonna get airdropped a whole bunch of tokens. It's gonna be the greatest meme coin ever. Marcel, so should we sell some Bitcoin to buy ETH? So that's always a interesting question. It's not just ETH, but Sol or Sui or XRP or Link or any of these guys that are doing well. Is it a time to be switching up? It really depends on if you have or what your portfolio is like. If you're following the 50-25-25 rule, then no, you don't have to do anything. But if you're 100% in Bitcoin, then maybe it would be beneficial to have some percentage of your portfolio with some of these big caps. Okay, these big caps will outperform Bitcoin in altcoin season. They always do. But if you're starting to buy like a lot of mid caps, small caps, it might be too early for that. Yeah, MicroStrategy is still up 3%. Coinbase up 5%, although Coinbase is still way down from their like 380 level because they had a bad quarterly. So I'm waiting for Coinbase to shoot back up. Circle coming back a little bit, although Circle just has no momentum. How do you look at new coins and see potential? That's hard to answer. Through experience, I guess. First of all, I look at what they're about, utility. Has it been done before? Who are they competing against? Is it even possible? What they're trying to accomplish? And then just look at other things. Which chains they're on, right? Or operate on, which exchanges, their token model, I guess, token economics. And then if you want to go deeper, look at the team, what they have built, and so forth, right? You can't always just look at price, although that's like the number one thing everyone looks at. If it's pumping, it must be good. But you can't just look at that, because if something goes wrong, they could crash down hard. What car did you buy this week? I did not buy any cars. I just got back from my vacation, obviously. Still trying to catch up on some sleep this weekend. I was sleeping tight. You know what's been the most aggravating thing? I know this is really childish, but I mean, I've been like really addicted to this mobile game called Clash Royale. I've been like playing a couple hours of that recently every single day, and like it's the most rage bait game ever. Like I got into a level where I can't get any higher. I'm playing against too many pros or kids that are just too good at the game, and it's so damn frustrating. I just want to like rage quit the whole thing. I just want to uninstall it because it gets me so mad. But yeah, that's my recent thing. You know, when I get addicted to something, I get really addicted. I go like hardcore into it, and that's what I've been doing with this game. which is a really silly thing to do. But man, I can't do any better. I may even tweet out my link, my join friend link, if you want to play against me. And then I'll rage even more if I lose. Man, that game is just so... It just really makes you want to rage, and you can't quit the game. Hey, things have turned green. Oh yeah, by the way, there is this. So Nvidia and AMD, they have agreed to pay 15% of their revenues for any chips they sell to China. So basically, it's like a 15% tax for anything going to China. I'm surprised not more. I bet that's a bargaining chip. When Trump is negotiating with President Xi, he's going to say, hey, we only oppose 15%, but if you don't do a trade deal with us, we're going to tell Nvidia and AMD that, you know, they have to pay more, or there will be more tariffs on chips going to China or whatever. That's going to be a big bargaining chip, because basically the world operates on Nvidia AI chips and maybe a little bit on AMD, but these two guys are the ones that produce all the chips, and they're both American. Then I'll play Squid Game Unleashed. Well, it might be good. It might be good. I don't want to get addicted to another game. I'm addicted to this freaking game. I spend way too much time on it, and I keep raging. I just can't. I'm at 99. Basically, I'm stuck between 9,500 to 9,700 trophies, and every time, and 10,000 is like you get into this pro league, right? And it's just impossible at this point to get to 10,000. I keep winning some and then losing a lot, winning some, losing a lot. I can't get to 10,000. I just want to hit 10,000. I'm good, but I can't get there. Yeah, I would really love to see Bitcoin shoot right back up to 122. That breakout point, in case you guys are tuning in late, is right there. Right there. 123, 111. That is a breakout point. We will get a big short squeeze after that. Francisco said, same thing happened to me. I had to delete accounts. Same level of trophies. I played it for years. It didn't used to be like this. I think this, the only reason why I even talk about it is the kids, they watch this guy called Jinxie, who is like a big gaming guy. And he started playing Clash Royale and revitalized the game. Supposedly everyone plays it. No one plays Brawl Stars or anything anymore. Everyone just plays Clash Royale because of him. That's why it's really, really hot. Even though the game came out like 9 years ago or 10 years ago, it's not even a new game. CME gap. I'm not a big believer of CME gap. We do tend to fill those gaps a lot, but there are a lot of unfilled gaps too. It's just whether or not we're close enough to fill it. That's it. It's some phenomenon that somehow hits more often than not. But there are some that we haven't hit either, so it is what it is. Or filled, I should say. All right, guys. So, things are heating up, which is good. But if we have that breakout zone broken, it's going to look even better. All right? So stay strong, my friends. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. Make sure you join Discord. Link is below in the description. And I'll see you guys later tonight. All right? Have a good one. Take care.